You know, I once met someone who used to think that change was hard until they realised that accepting where they were was the fastest way to where they wanted to go. And maybe you already noticed how sometimes when you stop resisting what is, you start discovering what can be. Like a door that only opens once you stop pushing and start breathing. And perhaps you've heard how the ocean never resists the storm. It lets it pass. The same way resilient people like you flow through the chaos. Accepting doesn't mean giving up. It means giving power to your next move. So just imagine this. A child learning to walk never says, I failed, I give up. No, the child smiles, wobbles, falls, and tries again. Why? Because that child knows something even adults sometimes forget. Failure doesn't exist. There's only feedback. And as that idea begins to settle into you, as naturally as exhaling settles into calmness, it becomes clearer that what if you could really begin living from the belief that every emotion is valid, every challenge is a gift, every reaction is a choice, and you are always in control of your response. People don't resist change, they resist being changed. But when the change comes from within, when it's accepted first, it becomes effortless, like slipping into your own skin. Now imagine, just for a moment, a version of you that's already internalized the truth. Your presence is a gift. Your state shapes your reality. Your energy is magnetic. Your potential is limitless. And maybe you can remember a time when you were truly present, where time seemed to slow down and everything just felt aligned. Because acceptance is that alignment, where tension meets trust. You don't force a flower to bloom by yelling at it. You nurture it, you water it, you give it light, and you accept the process. Acceptance isn't passive, it's powerful. Like the river that shapes stone over time, quietly, persistently, gracefully. And now something curious happens. As you begin to live more mindfully, you start listening differently to others, to yourself. To life whispering, it's okay to let go now. It's safe to begin again. Because when you hold on to rigid expectations, you block the flow of possibility. When you loosen your grip, when you shift your perspective, a new world unfolds in front of you. And speaking of shifting, did you know that even stars burn out and collapse, only to become something more powerful? A black hole, a supernova, a birth of a galaxy. You're not breaking down, you're transforming. And in that space between thoughts, right there, you might notice you already understand this, not logically, but deeply, in the way that trees know how to grow towards the sun, in the way your breath returns home after every inhale, in the way certainty is felt, not explained. You are enough. You've always been enough. You were born with that truth encoded in your cells. And any belief that told you otherwise, it's just an old recording that can now stop playing. Because new beliefs, they're already blooming inside you. Growth is natural. Curiosity creates connection. People mirror my energy. Gratitude attracts abundance. Detachment leads to freedom. While some may spend years trying to earn their worth, you've already decided self-approval is the only validation I need. Now imagine just for a moment that every time you smile, someone else feels more free. And every time you choose understanding over judgment, the world becomes more peaceful. Because here's the secret that no one tells you. Acceptance isn't the end, it's the beginning. The beginning of becoming, the beginning of learning, the beginning of a new operating system. An operating system that runs on authenticity, presence, emotional freedom, compassion, creative certainty, playful mastery. Because the truth is, You're not here to survive, you're here to evolve. And evolution begins with acceptance. So now, let this all settle in, like rain soaking into the roots of a tree that you planted long ago. Because it's already happening, quietly, naturally, unconsciously. All systems updating, all beliefs aligning as effortlessly as the sun knows to rise.